Hey, what's up everyone? This is Silver Slayer. Thank you for tuning into this video. $20 silver by November. Is this realistic? What is the possibility of this? We're heading into this month and a lot of new money, a lot of new investors are coming into the world of precious metals. So this is definitely an important topic to talk about because this could influence your choices or decisions on whether you're buying, selling, or trading, or maybe even just holding off for the next couple of weeks. So I'm going to be sharing my opinion on where prices are headed, also giving some information, some context behind the scenes on why I think prices will be the way they are. That's why it's so important to subscribe to channels like this, because on a daily basis I will be informing you guys on what's going on in the world of precious metals, what's going on behind the scenes, whether it's exchanges, whether it's geopolitical fear, whether it's the surplus, supply and demand, whether it's the US-China trade negotiations, all of these different things, the dollar index, stock market volatility, several different things that could be influencing prices. And on a day-to-day basis, I'm here putting in the work, informing you guys. So it's definitely important to subscribe to channels like this. So right now, as some of these things I just mentioned are going to be pushing prices higher, industrial demand for silver is booming right now. They're finding new uses for silver, new discoveries for the very many things that silver is used for. I'm not going to name them all, but right now silver demand on the industrial side is up, but the supply is down. They're abandoning silver mines, which means the production of silver is extremely low, but the demand is becoming extremely high, especially as new money is coming into these markets. So what this is going to do, and what we're already seeing a small glimpse of, the beginning of, is silver prices starting to rise. And like I mentioned a couple days ago, silver is the new gold, because gold is more of a commodity and silver is more of an asset, an industrial asset needed for several different things, where gold is more for jewelry, more for necklaces, more for coinage, and it's just getting remelted and rescrapped. So a lot of it's being recovered. A lot of silver, though, on the other hand, is being lost in technology. So a lot of silver is not being resurfaced, recycled, and it's being actually having to draw new surplus or new supply into a production, because the circulation is diminishing as the silver gets lost in technology. So that's something to really think about, and I want to talk about this for a second, because we look at gold. Gold is actually, in the common world, in the common eye, gold is more of an asset and silver is more of a commodity. People see silver more as a, just a slower, just something to invest in for more like coinage and junk silver, constitutional silver, stuff like that. But gold is more for, technology. That's why it's more expensive. It's the royal metal. That's actually not true, though. That's actually extremely false. Silver is actually more of an asset and gold's more of a commodity. And it's for the same reasons that they're saying this, they just have the metals flipped. And this is the stigma, the stereotype that society has brung, into the world. And it's just it's a false statement. It's completely false. So I really want to talk about this, because I want people to understand that silver really is the more opportunistic and more highly potential investment. Now, when we're talking about gold, gold is also used in technology. I'm not trying to say that there's no gold. Gold is used in cell phones. I've scrapped gold out of cell phones. I've scrapped gold out of laptops myself. It's just that gold is being, and silver's in technology and laptops as well, but more people are scrapping gold out because it's profitable to do that. It's not profitable to scrap silver out. Just like people don't really pawn or sell their silver necklaces. They're selling their gold necklaces because that's where the money is. So gold is being recycled. A lot of silver is lost. So if the production of silver is down and the demand is high, that means that silver has a huge opportunity to really boom in prices. Now, when I was talking about this video yesterday that I put, the how scientists are finding new discoveries and uses for silver, that showed a prime example of why silver is so highly popular right now. This is why silver is the new gold. This is why Eric Sprott, precious metals billionaire, is putting his money into silver right now and not gold. People wonder why silver. Why is everyone investing into precious metals coming to silver? Because a lot of new money that comes into precious metals is Gold is the mascot, but once they find out about the beneficial factors silver has, that's when they start switching into silver. So I wouldn't be surprised if we do see this $18 silver range, hold for a second. There's obviously a little sell off, a little correction as people want to capitalize, especially the people that bought in the $15 range, maybe even the $19.50 range. They got scared while it dropped down a little bit and they want to at least take their profits at $18. But I will be going over some chart analysis later on today, so stay tuned for that. But once you're into this market, you have to really ride the wave, because if not, you're going to have too much emotional attachment. You're going to be making irrational, silly judgments, and it really can throw yourself off. So panic selling is something you definitely don't want to do, but I do see it a lot, and this is simply just from people not having the patience, the lack of patience in these markets. Precious metals is becoming more speculative and is becoming more of a faster paced market to some extent as times pick up, as there's more stuff going on with the FOMC meetings, with the Federal Reserve cutting interest rates. There's stuff that's happening so fast nowadays, where it used to be more of a slower paced market, more speculative is becoming, speculation in these markets is becoming almost an acceptance nowadays, when before precious metals would never go hand in hand with speculation, because it was such a it has intrinsic value, and to some extent that still is there, but I'm seeing the foundation of that be swept away faster and faster as a single tweet can severely influence silver prices, where before that wouldn't be the case because the silver has a foundation. So that can be good and it can be bad. It can be good for prices because if if President Trump tweets out something that scares a lot of people, precious metals is the safe haven investment. So they're gonna draw towards precious metals, which pushes the prices higher. But to what extent, what is that good or bad though? Yes, it might help prices for the short term, but in the long term, is that really something that we want as stackers? I mean, if we're always just trying to chase the dollar, it could be good, but for the overall market of precious metals, do we want it to be something as speculative as stock markets or cryptocurrency? I don't really want that. So it might help for the short term, but for the long term, and a lot of you guys are long-term investors as well. So I'm sure you guys can agree with me that we don't want precious metals to be a highly speculative market. We don't want to be able to predict the prices just from how much money's going in and going out. We want the fundamental value, the intrinsic uses that it has in the world to determine its price, to determine its real value. That's really where precious metals are going to shine. You don't want to sell yourself short just for that quick buck. And that's really what I'm seeing happening with cryptocurrency and with stocks. So I really hope that that is something that kind of sweeps over, but that takes real stackers. That takes real money, people that are actually investing into it for the right reasons. A lot of people are investing in precious metals just for that dollar, and that is not something that's going to stick very well for the long term. So I am curious where you guys think prices are headed, especially into 2020. We have the 2020 presidential election coming up, the FOMC meeting, reserve rates getting cut 1 or 2 more points. I mean, there's so many things happening that could be influencing prices that you don't want to be making any huge decisions right now, especially going into the holidays where more people are at home. They're less busy, they're not out, they're at home. There's a lot more time for fear and panics to set in, a lot more time for those silly thoughts to come in where you start making impulsive decisions. Or, Christmas time, you want to start selling some for the holidays if you don't have fiat currency stacked up. But there's also the best sales at this time of the year. The link in the description. Modern Coin Mart always has the best deals on Black Friday sales and stuff like that. So do you guys think silver is going to be $20 in the month of November? What about heading into December? Do you still think we could see $25 silver by Thanksgiving? What I've been saying a couple months ago. I've been saying that for a while, and everything that I've been stating is starting to happen. What I've been talking about, the supply and demand, that's really where I've been saying prices are going to be rocketed from. Not, I mean, obviously they can be influenced from other things, but that's going to be the biggest, by far the biggest price motivator is the surplus, and that's really what's happening right now, and that's why we're starting to see this $18 silver number happen more and more on these days. So I'm curious what your buying, selling, trading strategy is right now. Are you holding off? Are you starting to sell off some of your profits and capitalize off of it? Or are you going to keep buying? Do you think prices can go much higher than this, so you're going to be one of those people that continue to buy because you see silver much higher than this? I'm curious what you guys think. But also make sure to check out the videos I posted yesterday. They'll be in the top left and top right hand corner. Also make sure to subscribe, because like I said in the beginning of the video, it really is important to be subscribed to channels like this that inform you guys on a day-to-day basis what's going on in the world of precious metals. It could highly influence and affect the way that you invest your precious metals and the outcome, the consequences that come along with that. But anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in. This was Silver Slayer. Make sure to smash that like button. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.